A long, inspirational Bible story about faith, obedience, survival, and God's promise. In the ancient beginning of the world, long before cities covered the earth and before mighty kingdoms ruled nations, humanity lived close to nature. Vast forests stretched across the land, rivers flowed with crystal clear water, mountains touched the clouds, and every sunrise painted the heavens with beauty. The world God created was breathtaking. The wind carried peace. Animals lived freely. The stars lit the night like diamonds scattered across the sky. Humanity had everything it needed. But over time, the hearts of people slowly changed. Greed replaced kindness. Violence replaced peace. Pride replaced humility. Instead of helping one another, people fought endlessly. Families were broken by hatred. The strong oppressed the weak. Dishonesty spread everywhere. People no longer cared about goodness. They ignored God's wisdom and followed their own selfish desires. Darkness entered human hearts, and soon the earth became filled with corruption and suffering. Everywhere God looked, he saw pain. Children grew up surrounded by violence. Innocent people were mistreated. Evil became normal. Humanity was destroying itself. Yet in the middle of that darkness, one man still chose righteousness.
His name was Noah. Noah was not perfect, but he loved God deeply. He respected truth, lived honestly, and tried to do what was right, even when nobody else cared. While the world chased evil, Noah walked faithfully with God. He taught his family about kindness, respect, and obedience. He believed that goodness still mattered, even in a broken world. One evening, as Noah prayed beneath the stars, God spoke to him. The voice was powerful, yet filled with sorrow. Noah, the earth has become corrupted by violence and sin. Humanity has turned away from goodness. I will send a great flood to cleanse the earth. But because you have remained faithful, I will protect you and your family. Noah listened carefully, his heart trembling. Then God gave him an unusual command. Build a great ark from strong wood. Make rooms inside it. Cover it carefully so water cannot enter. Bring your family into the ark. Bring pairs of every kind of animal, male and female, so life may continue after the flood.
Noah had never seen anything like this before. A flood large enough to cover the earth seemed impossible. Yet Noah trusted God completely. The next morning, Noah began working. He cut enormous trees and shaped massive wooden beams. Day after day, he worked under the burning sun. His sons helped him carry heavy wood and build the gigantic structure. As the ark slowly rose higher, people gathered to stare. Some laughed loudly. Old Noah has lost his mind. Others mocked him openly. Where is this flood you keep talking about? There's no sea here. Why waste your life building this giant boat? Children pointed and laughed whenever Noah walked by. But Noah never argued. He simply continued building. Year after year, the ark grew larger and larger. It became one of the biggest structures humanity had ever seen. Inside were countless rooms, storage spaces, and supplies for survival. Noah warned people lovingly. Turn away from evil. Seek goodness before it is too late. But nobody listened. People preferred entertainment over truth. They mocked warnings instead of changing their hearts. Still, Noah remained faithful. Faith is not believing only when life is easy. Faith is continuing
even when the world stands against you.
Finally, after many years of labor, the ark was finished. It towered above the land like a giant wooden fortress. Then, something extraordinary happened. Animals from every direction began moving toward the ark. Huge elephants walked side by side. Lions roared as they approached peacefully. Deer leaped across the fields. Birds filled the skies in endless numbers. Pairs of animals arrived exactly as God promised. The sight amazed everyone. Yet even then, people refused to believe. Dark clouds slowly gathered across the heavens. The air became heavy and cold. Thunder echoed in the distance. Noah knew the moment had come. He led his wife, his sons Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and their wives into the ark. The animals settled inside. Then God closed the door. Suddenly, rain began to fall. At first, it seemed ordinary, but soon the rain became stronger than anything humanity had ever witnessed. Lightning split the sky. Winds howled across the earth. Rivers burst from their banks. Water rushed through towns and valleys.
People panicked. The same people who mocked Noah now desperately searched for safety. But the waters kept rising. The flood swallowed roads, homes, forests, and cities. Mountains disappeared beneath the endless ocean of water. For 40 days and 40 nights, rain poured continuously from the heavens. Inside the ark, the sound of the storm was terrifying. Waves crashed violently against the wooden walls. Thunder shook the structure. Darkness surrounded them. Yet the ark floated safely above the chaos. Noah and his family prayed together daily. They fed the animals, cared for one another, and trusted God despite the uncertainty. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. Sometimes fear filled their hearts. Would the storm ever end? Would they ever see land again? But Noah remembered God's promise, and that promise gave him strength. Many people think courage means never being afraid, but true courage is continuing to trust, even while afraid. After many months, the rain finally stopped.
Silence slowly replaced the roar of the storm. The waters still covered the earth, but gradually they began to recede. One morning, the ark suddenly stopped moving. It had come to rest upon the mountains of Ararat. Hope filled Noah's heart. After waiting many more days, Noah opened a small window and released a raven. The bird flew back and forth across the waters. Later, Noah released a dove, but the dove found nowhere to land and returned to the ark. A week later, Noah sent the dove again. This time, the bird returned carrying a fresh olive leaf. Tears filled Noah's eyes. The earth was alive again. Life was returning. Another week passed. Noah released the dove once more, and this time it did not return. Dry land had appeared. Finally, God spoke again. Noah, come out of the ark with your family. Bring out every living creature so they may multiply upon the earth again. Slowly, the great door opened. Warm sunlight poured into the ark. Fresh air touched their faces for the first time in many months. One by one, the animals walked out into the renewed earth. Birds filled the skies once again. Horses ran freely. Sheep wandered across the hills. Noah fell to his knees in gratitude. He built an altar and thanked God for saving them through the storm. Then God placed a magnificent rainbow across the sky. Its brilliant colors stretched from horizon to horizon. And God said, "This rainbow is the sign of my everlasting promise. Never again will a flood destroy all life upon the earth."
Whenever the rainbow appears in the clouds, remember that my mercy remains. The rainbow became more than a beautiful sight. It became a symbol of hope after darkness, peace after chaos, and new beginnings after destruction. Noah's story would be remembered for generations, not because he built a giant ark, but because he trusted God when nobody else did.